thought I'd start off with a joke just to try and break the ice a little bit. Halloween themed night, so had a look on Google and there's a skeleton joke there. In the end it wasn't very humorous, so I won't tell it.
Oh.
That was the best one I could actually come up with. No, in all seriousness, as Megan said, we've got a very full schedule tonight, 6 speakers, so I won't stand up here and bore you any longer. We've got 4 speakers from the first manual and 2 advanced speakers, so looking forward to these. First up, we've got John. John's doing the 3rd speech, titled Get to the Point. The title of his speech is Be Happy. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes, so we have the green on 5, amber on 6, and red on 7. So we'll put our hands together and welcome John.
My 7-year-old daughter and I, we were at Chatswood Library last week, and in an effort to get her reading more, I made a simple agreement with her. We're each going to pick a book for each other to read, an age-appropriate book for you, and an action-packed suspenseful thriller for me. So off we went to the children's section first. And we went up and down several aisles together. And after continued protest by her, she ended up picking her own book.
Yeah.
This is what she picked. The Thing I Love About Family by Trace Maloney. And now it was my turn. And for some reason, I didn't have as much say when she selected The Cambridge Companion to John Stuart Mill. My repeated pleas of, can you make another choice? I met with giggles and laughter and no, Daddy, that's the book you got to read.
Yeah.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. I was now in a very sticky situation. In fact, I didn't have much time to read this book. And I also needed the patience of a saint and most probably the brain capacity of a supercomputer to read this book. So I did the next best thing. I gave it to my wife. She can do it. There's an Intel chip inside every female. That's why they take charge of our relationships. So the very next morning, the book was back in my possession. And I had 2 irate females in my family. And I was suggesting that I was the type of male that procrastinates in life. I do half a job and half a job there. Well, I'll tell you what, I was going to prove them wrong, because that's not me at all. I picked up this book with renewed vigour. I did a Google search instead. It's amazing what information you can get from Wikipedia on John Stuart Mill. And it's surprising. His philosophical work on hedonistic utilitarianism, where it goes in detail in describing the lengths that we go to have pleasure and happiness and satisfaction in our lives. It was interesting. And we can see it throughout the world today. When government proposed a new wider road to alleviate congestion, reduce pollution and increase the traffic flow, in most circumstances it's going to get approved. The tens of thousands of motorists who are going to drive down that road far outweigh the few hundred residents who are going to lose their homes. And in John Stuart Mill's opinion, the right decision every single time is the one that brings the pleasure to the majority. And that's what this book's all about. Well, I think it is, because I still haven't read it. But that's what I'm going to go with anyway. And you see happiness, or our strive for happiness in our lives every single day. And if you're still not convinced, let me share a few examples. We take that family holiday to the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. We're happy little Vegemites for breakfast, lunch and tea. Every children's story ends with they lived happily ever after. And why is it that every piece of fried chicken is finger-licking good? Maybe it's there to satisfy us. Every Christmas is a Merry Christmas, and every New Year is a Happy New Year. And each time we go to McDonald's, we're loving it, aren't we? Maybe it's the Happy Meals. And what about our birthdays? Why is every birthday a happy birthday? What about those of us who are pushing past 30 or 40? Don't we just want to stop time and maintain our ages? How do we console ourselves? Don't we have a few drinks during happy hour? And soon enough, we're pleased as punch to be a happy drunk? And what about Boxing Day sales? I'm sure we can find a few happy campers there. And with their purchases, when they're tired of their purchases, what do? They pawn them at happy hockers. And my favourite one of all, a song we learnt as a child, and it goes something like this. And please join me if you feel like joining in. If you're happy and you know it, we clap our hands. If we're happy and we know it, we clap our hands. If we're happy and we know it, and we really want to show it, if we're happy and we know it, we clap our hands. Hey, I had a few claps. That means we are striving to be happy, and that proves my point. Because I think in this world we do seek to find pleasure and satisfaction and find the ultimate happiness. And it shows, because from childbirth, what happens? A dummy gets shoved down our throat to stop our crying. And the last few breaths that we have on this planet, we all hope that we're somewhere up above in a happy place. And when it was time to summarise our books with my daughter, I asked her, so how did you go? What was your book all about? And she said, well, Daddy, my book's all about rabbits. And they hop here and they hop there, and they're one big hoppy family. And when it was my time to summarise my book, well, I said, the book's not too dissimilar to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And this man, he was a philosopher. And his magic is finding happiness. And if you read this book, you will find happiness as well. And soon enough, we both started sharing paragraphs. We started reading this book together. And in the end, I got my wish. My daughter started reading more. Thank you.
Thanks, John. I can certainly relate to that Google book review. Next up tonight, we've got Monique. Monique's doing speech 3 from the advanced manual, speaking to